already take 2, apparently. So I've recorded like 3 of these, and I'm trying not to cry through them. Falcon here, and today we're going to be talking about stuff. So I want to start off by apologizing, which I do 100 times, it seems, about not putting up content. So, in a amount of time that I do not remember exactly, 2 months or so, less than 2 months now, I believe, I have to have a job and be in the process of saving up money to get an apartment on my own in Houston, Texas. Now, there are a few hurdles that I'm finding being problematic. One, finding a job, because I don't own a vehicle, so therefore I have to walk wherever I'm going. And I'm a big guy, so therefore that's not exactly easy. But that aside, yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna be in a month and a half or so, and it scares the living fuck out of me. Hopefully something will happen. I don't know, but hopefully. But that's not the point. Let's talk about why that obviously is part of the reason why there hasn't been any content. Depression is a bitch. I am trying so hard to not let it control me, but it is. On top of the fact that I've never... 1, I'm not an organized person. 2, I have ADHD. Of some sort. I have trouble focusing on things that, I don't want to say that don't interest me, but that I'll get into and then gone. And that is a shitty thing. And so I can only apologize. Hopefully that snap wasn't too loud. Holy shit. I see the spike and it's like intense. But that is not the point. So that's been eating away at me. I've been trying to find a job. I've been trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with myself. So there's one problem. The second problem being Smite is not fun in its current state to play. And I'm kind of stuck in a spot where most of the people here on my channel who are subscribed don't care about me as a personality. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just something I have to deal with. And if I put up a video that's not Smite, or at least Overwatch does fairly well, Paladins doesn't do very well, any other game bombs. But if I'm not putting up Smite content, I lose subscribers. I have a problem. I don't know what it's called. It is apparently a sort of, from what I can understand, it's a sort of OCD of types. And of course I'm not diagnosed. This is me making an educated guess. But I am obsessed with numbers. Mainly a steady flow of increasing numbers. I mean, this dates back to freaking Final Fantasy games back in the day. Or any game really that had progression. But I'd say WoW was probably the biggest one that I noticed it. Which was when I would spend hundreds of hours theory crafting and coming up with cool builds, changing gear out to make it so that I could optimize my DPS to its extreme, or in the case of when I tanked, to optimize my defenses so that I took the minimal amount of damage. It's called min-maxing. Except for me, it wasn't something I just did so I could be better. It's something that I got gratification from. And this goes back to, I mean, this moves forward, I guess, technically, to YouTubing and streaming, where my brain is obsessed with seeing growth. So when I see loss, it hits me hard, right? I get sad, I get depressed, which I suffer from depression. And I don't have meds for it, so therefore I have to deal with the full brunt of it. And that means I usually ball up into a corner and I don't talk to anyone unless I have to. I post at odd hours on Twitter because I know there's pretty much no one gonna see it. It's gotten so bad, I've gotten to the point to where I almost don't play games anymore. The one thing that's supposed to, like, relieve stress, I barely touch. I used to put in, like, and this is ridiculous, but I was jobless and going to homeschool, or basically homeschool college. Or I guess online school would be the technical term. But I would put in 12 hours a day of gaming. And then I would study. And then I would sleep. Obviously, going to the bathroom, doing chores that I have to do, all that stuff. Included occasionally taking a walk because I didn't want to be completely unhealthy. Stretching, all that stuff. You know, I would occasionally do. But I used to spend large amounts of time. I spend maybe every other day. Well, I spend at least like 2 hours a day, right? This is sad and pathetic, I know. I spend about 2 hours a day probably gaming. And occasionally I'll spend 5 hours. But other than that, I don't touch games because I don't have friends. I don't have friends to play games with. And gaming's a social experience for me, for the most part. If I'm going to play an online game, I want it to be with people I know. Now, here's a problem that people misconstrued, is I'm a follower, I'm a friend. No. That's a hard thing to explain, because I have to purposely separate like, you're so... It's like, yeah, we're friends. Are we? No. Like, we shouldn't be. And I have the Jesse Cox thought behind it. I want to be someone who produces a product that you then view. That's what YouTuber to viewer relationship is supposed to be. And the reason for that, there's probably multiple reasons, but the reason for that is friends tend to fight. And I don't want to lose it sounds awful. I don't want to lose a viewer because of me getting angry at them while doing a video. Because I will. If somebody does something really stupid, I'll call them out for it. I'll say something about it. I'll be like, that was fucking dumb. If I do something stupid, I do the same thing. If you haven't noticed, I'm usually harder on myself than I am on other people. But anyway, wow, that's a off topic. Anyway, so Smite's not fun. Pretty much any multiplayer game isn't fun to solo queue. And especially with Smite's character design, the game just isn't fun solo queuing. Because you have characters like Loki who are PvE characters, meaning that they're meant to be played in a fucking PvE environment. They farm mobs and towers and split push. And then because they're in solo lane, they get so big that they can then just one-shot you, or they'll just one-shot you late game anyway. Because the way his kit's designed, it's not team friendly. It's, I'm going to get a kill and then run away like a little bitch. He's quite good at it. And it's not fun to play against. He's really the main one. And, you know, nothing's been done. And I have like a dozen different ways that they could just slightly redo his kit, right? To make it so that he would be viable. Sorry, I need liquid. So that he would be viable, but yet he wouldn't be stupid, right? No god should be able to one-shot you. No god should be able to one-shot you, especially when you have protections. But, oh wait, we have so many items that have flat pin that they just, or percentage pin. It's like, oh, well, I built it. Well, they have both. And because they can have it, they can just do stupid amounts of damage. It just, not to mention, oh, let's add new gods that can fly from the Phoenix to the fucking first tower. Oh, let's not even put a cooldown on it so that they can't do it every 30 seconds or so. oh no, let's make it so that it's every single time. Agility is an amazing ability, though. I want to say that. That is a really cool concept to get past knock-ups. But I digress. I'm not having fun in Smite. And if I make content that's not Smite, I lose viewers. So it's kind of a win one way, lose another way. Either way. Hell, I lose viewers when I put up Smite content, which makes no sense to me. And I don't know what to do with YouTube. And I don't think it would be as bad if I was just recording the game and then I handed the footage off to someone else so that I don't have to go through and review it. That's probably the worst part, is I have to go through and relive an experience that maybe wasn't so enjoyable. It's bad enough that I go to record and I wind up losing like 6 games in a row, not even because of my own fault. I can go 12-2, but yet the game still gets lost because my teammates don't know how to play. They don't understand how to play a game at all. They think that Aphrodite makes an amazing support character and that leveling your kiss hurts minions. They play Neja, and they think that Sash actually should damage minions, or actually damages minions. That's just 2 examples of stupidity I've had to put up with. And that's the nice stupidity. That's not even the stuff that makes you just want to cry and stab yourself in the toe. Yeah, think about stabbing yourself. That would hurt. By the way, don't do that. So, I don't know what to do. I might just start putting up content and just never looking at it. Put a video up, throw tags on it, throw all my stuff on it, and just not look. That said, I kind of want to switch to very little gameplay, but try to actually do like guides and stuff, because I fucking love Smite. I love high-res no matter what stupidity they do. This is a company that I have poured my heart and soul into. Almost 4 years, in June, it will be 4 years of playing Smite. 4 years! The only game I've played longer is World of Warcraft. Kind of Minecraft, because I always play Minecraft. I love Minecraft. And I guess if you count Final Fantasies as just like a game, all of them combined, then maybe that. But I digress. The whole point of this video was to just say I was sorry and that I'm trying to fix stuff. I've also been spending a lot of time designing a game, and maybe I'll do some videos talking about that, my thoughts, and what I would love to do with it. It's an SRPG, which is a strategy RPG or a tactical RPG, depending on how you want to look at it. In the same vein of Disgaea and Final Fantasy Tactics, stuff like that. Kind of a lot of elements from those games and some elements from D&D, and just some of my own twists and thoughts on things. And it's something I've spent a lot of time doing because game design is the one thing I want to do more than anything else in my life. And so I'm building a game, but I don't know how to code very well. I don't know. I can't draw. I can't write a story. And people say, well, that just comes with time. I don't have time. In a sense, I'm about to be 30 years old. If I'm lucky, I may have another 40 years, maybe 50 years if I'm lucky. And I don't find myself to usually be lucky. So I want to design the game to the fullest extent that I can. If for no other reason than to just be able to say, hey, I did this. It never got made, but here's an example of a game that I made. You know, I couldn't make the game per se, but I made the game. I fleshed out the way the game works. I fleshed out how combat works. I fleshed out how the story works. You know, and is that enough? No. A game developer's not going to care, but maybe. Maybe they'll see the passion in it. Because God knows Hi-Rez isn't going to see the passion that I have for their game. I mean, I can't say that I make better gods than the people who are making them, because I can't test them. But I have people who tell me it seems like it'd be fun. People who have seen my Hachiman character. People who have seen Ridinette, who I completely modified what she originally, because she was broken as hell before. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'm trying not to cry, because I've done that in the past few videos and I cry way too much, and I don't want to. So the title of this video is most likely going to be I'm sorry. It's not goodbye, but I don't know. That may be the title, because I don't know what I'm going to do. I set up a Patreon. I doubt anyone's watched this video all the way through, but I have a Patreon if you have a few bucks you want to throw my way. I'm not like asking you to, I'm just letting you know it's there. I set up goals. I can't even afford my medicine that I was taking, which helps with anxiety and greatly helps reduce the amount of headaches I have and strain on my eyes. I can't afford that anymore. God, so pathetic. But anyway, that's about it. I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys. Honestly, everyone should just unfollow me and be done with it, because I can't stay consistent. I would love to. I tried so hard so many times, and then the views just dropped and dropped and dropped, and I had no explanation of why. And then I got more depressed, and this video is almost 20 minutes long, so I'm done. Follow me on Twitter if you'd like. I don't know. Peace.